What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And today we're here to talk about the brand new legend that's going to be arriving to One Piece Treasure Cruise Global in the coming days. We'll talk about that, but before we actually get into the new legend that's coming out, we did get the official news today about the Toki Sugo Fest, the Kizuna Clash, and all of the stuff regarding that. And one thing that was kind of interesting, we didn't know previously, was if we actually go over to the Toki banner and actually have a look real quick, you can see here that it mentions that the first multi is a 30 Rainbow Gem multi, but it also mentions here that multi 4, 12, 17, 22 are also considered a 30 gem multi, which means if you go to 5 multis, you actually get 40 gems discounted. That's actually pretty good. That's what I'll be doing. I think I'm going to be doing 5 multis on this banner, hopefully getting Toki or Fire Tank Pirates. Would be nice to get either one of those two. That's what I'm aiming for anyway, but it does actually mention, it does mention here, I can't remember actually where, but it does mention that Sanji Pudding are not on this banner. Only Sabo Ace, Fire Tank Pirates, and Toki. Those are the only 3 Kizuna legends available. If you don't have Sanji Pudding and you think this is where you can get them, you cannot get them here. Just want to reiterate that just in case some of you guys didn't know. But anyways, let's actually get into the nitty gritty of the video, talking about the brand new legend that's going to be arriving to Global here, the Selected Sugo Fest featuring the Straw Hat Pirates. So this Sugo Fest is going to be debuting on the 21st of November at 1900 PST time, which is a day after episode 1000 has aired in the anime, which is fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. It should be a great day. But in this Sugo Fest, there's actually multiple parts. There's part 2 there, and you see this is the Toki Sugo Fest, of course, but the Toki Sugo Fest is going to be on the 17th, but we've got the actual Straw Hat Sugo Fest starting on November 21st, but there are multiple parts, and both parts debut at the exact same time, just with different characters boosted on each part. So if we go over to the recommended characters, you can see the Straw Hat Pirates are obviously here, but also Whitebeard vs Shanks are on part 1, and Moria is on part 1. But then if you go over to part 2 in the recommended characters, you've got Jewelry Bonnie and V3 Blackbeard for some reason. Pretty weird choices of characters, but hey, those are the characters that are available. We'll talk about the unit in his entirety in just a moment, because this character is pretty incredible. When this character first released though, I was a little disappointed because I feel like their captain effect is a little underwhelming. We'll talk about it. This special ability is incredible. Probably one of the best specials we've seen in the game, honestly. It just does so many things. We'll talk about it. Let's talk about the Sugo Fest first. Now, this is another one of those things where we don't have the full information. Like, we didn't know on Toki's banner that certain multis were going to be 30 rainbow gems. I hope that's going to be, covered over here as well. Probably not, though. But we'll see that the first multi is discounted at 30 gems. Then we've got a legend or rate boost, and then we have a regular legend. But then we've got rate boost or legend, and then a limited pool legend. The fact that we have a limited pool legend already on the 6 multi kind of leads me to believe that it might be higher than a 5% red rate. It could be a 10% red rate with 20 available legends. That could be the case. And then they could have, the 6 multi, which is like maybe restricted to like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 legends, something like that. They might do something like that. I don't really know. There's not a lot of information here. There's only just this very brief information right now. So we see that, but then we've got legend or rate boost, legend, and then a limited pool again on the 10th. And it pretty much just cycles through that. Every 5 multis is a limited pool step. And if you go all the way to the 25th multi, you're guaranteed to get your hands on the 6-star Straw Hat Pirates character. Yes, this character only debuts as a 6-star version. There is no 5-star version of the character. Some people are automatically going to say, oh, does that mean that the rates are lowered for the character because you can only pull them in 6-star? No, that is not the case. They're basically just considered like a 5-star chance to get, right? As we know that there's a 5-star and a 6-star of a character, there is a chance you can pull the 6-star version of a unit. The 6-star version is much lower. However, this character, considering it's only a 6-star unit, it's just the same rate as every other character, so you don't need to stress about that one. Straw Hat Pirates, though, are a very interesting legend, but there are definite downsides to the unit. A lot of people always ask, I want to see a crew legend of XYZ characters. I think that would be awesome. This is one of those ones that a lot of people kind of thought it was going to be a unit in the future, and they finally did it, but there is definitely flaws with the unit. And the main issue that I personally have with this unit is the fact that it considers this character as every one of the Straw Hat Pirates. Meaning, when this character is on your team, you cannot put any other version of Zoro, Sanji, Usopp, Chopper, Jinbei, Brook, Frankie, Robin, Nami, anyone. You can't put anyone else on your team, aside from the Straw Hat Pirates themselves. Meaning that you lose out on some really cool support units, you lose out on very cool crewmates, so you have to keep that in mind when you do choose to use this unit on your team. Another thing about this unit is, I'm going to get this out the way first, their support effect is dog shit. Attaching to all characters, 10% base stat total. Now 10% is not terrible, but the fact that this character uses up so many crew slots, remember, if this character is your support unit, you cannot use any other version of Zoro, Sanji, Nami, Robin, Usopp, whatever. You can't use any other version of those units, even as a support unit. So that's probably the biggest downside to this unit, right? But if you take the downsides away and we have a look at the positives of the unit, this unit has a lot of really cool things going for them. So let's go ahead and start talking about this unit in his entirety, or in their entirety, should I say. So the Straw Hat Pirates are a Psy Free Spirit fighter character with a captain effect boosting all characters' attack by 4 times, 1.2 health, boosts his own base attack by 5 times, and if your health is full before you do your normal attacks, he himself is going to have rainbow color affinity. He's super effective against all types. So that's cool. Super effective against all types is an incredibly powerful effect to have. The fact that you have to be at above, or be at full HP or above, is a little bit of a downside though, meaning that characters that provide overhealing are going to be extremely valuable with this unit, such as V2 Shirahoshi Mancherry. I mean, that's probably the best character to be using with this unit. Technically speaking, you could use someone like V2 Marco, for example, probably not the best choice. You can't even use Luffy Sanji with this unit because it's a Luffy and a Sanji unit, unless if it's your friend captain, for example. So yeah, just that alone is a really cool effect. If you're at full HP, rainbow color affinity is incredible. However, this character is only providing the 5 times boost to himself, and all other characters provide 4 times boost. So that's a little bit of a downside as well. The fact that they're only providing a 4 times boost to all your characters when most other legends these days are much higher than that for a more consistent amount of time. So that, you have to take that into consideration. The captain effect, in my opinion, is a little lacking. Not saying it's unusable, because you definitely can use it to clear content, especially if you can maintain your HP. Having a 5 times captain to himself that's super effective against all types is definitely nothing to slouch at. Very good. Plus, hybrids well with so many other good characters in the game. This character being a Psy and also a Free Spirit character means you could use Yamato as the friend captain. You could use Goldie Roger as the friend captain. Just already there, really great synergy with those units. I mean, Psy is probably the best color in the game, and they add this unit to it as well. It's pretty crazy, right? Now, this character also gets access to super type. So if this character is your captain, you get the super type. You will be able to activate the super type if you have any attack boost applied to your team. Now, their special ability do provide an attack boost, so you can either launch their special ability, or you can use another special ability to give you an attack boost, or you can use someone like Shanks' crew, which uses their switch effect to generate an attack boost. There's lots of ways that you can generate this, but it says that their super type special reduces their own cooldown by 1 turn, and then it does 100 times their attack and typeless damage to all enemies. This is an okay super type. The fact that it does require you to get an attack boost though is a little bit annoying, because, normally you'd maybe want to use this super type to get around the ability of special reverse, but if you want to save his special ability for the final boss stage, for example, it's a little difficult to do that if that boss does special reverse to you. Kind of makes his super type a little bit redundant. I would have preferred if there was kind of like the super classes, if there was an in-game condition and then a character condition. But then again, this character has all the Straw Hats on it. If you have another character condition on top of that, it would be a little bit strange. But I think that the super type activation requirement maybe should have changed to something else. Not really too sure what to, but I think, in my opinion, not a good condition for the unit considering what it does. But -1 cooldown and a little bit of damage. If you can use Shanks' crew, for example, to get the switch effect, and then you can activate it whenever you want, definitely makes it a lot better. Now, let's have a look at the most interesting part of this character, which is the special ability. The special ability is incredible. Arguably one of the best special abilities in the game. There's so much this character does. We're going to break it down in dot points, because just talking through a whole block of text, it's just boring. We're going to go through it dot by dot, because there's so much to talk about here, okay? So as you can see, it's like a frigging novel in here. 14 turn cooldown for what this unit does. I believe, I don't know if with expansion it goes down to 14. I'm not sure. Either way, this character, number 1, makes all type slots beneficial to your crew. Number 2, it will go ahead and give your crew a 2.25 times attack boost. It will also give you a 1.75 times color affinity boost. He then also delays all enemies by 1 turn. He will also allow you to reduce 1 chosen debuff by 5 turns, very similar to version 1 Shirahoshi and Mancherry, an incredible effect to have. Also, 70% damage reduction for 1 turn. Additionally, changes block slots into matching. Also gives you 4,343 healing, And then finally, removes 5 turns of increased defense and damage reduction off of the enemy. So it's a lot to take in, right? This character does a lot of different things. This character is that you can just use this on like a final boss stage. You get your matching slots, you get healing, you get debuff removal, you get damage reduction, so you can tank like a death hit, for example. You get color affinity if you get some type advantage. You can delay them if you can. You know, delay immunity is pretty common these days, but like, this character does so much. And I mean, the fact that this character already reduces block slots with the special, I mean, and this character has access to all the Straw Hats, right, means they get access to a lot of amazing supports as well, which can further extend the usability of their special. It's pretty incredible. The only real thing that, I mean, there's a couple of different problems I see with their special just straight off the bat. Number one, that it has a very high probability of proccing enemy interrupts, because they do like 9 different things. A lot of these things which can be activating, you know, special interrupts. They do orb manipulation, they heal, they delay, they attack boost, color affinity. There's a lot of different components that can activate these interrupts, which could be a bit problematic in the future. And another thing is that this special ability isn't a damage dealing special, which can hurt their usability with some certain support characters. Because this character does have all the Straw Hats in one, a lot of these really good support units that you could potentially use may require a damage dealing special, and this character doesn't do that, which I think would have been a really nice addition. Even if it was like, do 1 damage, I don't care what it was. Just enabling the usability of some really cool supports would have been nice, but if you have a look at everything that this character does, it's still a very respectable unit in every sense. This character's very, very strong. Let's have a look at their crewmate abilities. All base stats are boosted by 100, and all psi slots are counted as beneficial. So yeah, this is going to be another really good crewmate to use on a lot of different teams. And I mean, just going back to the special real quick, the other real component that's kind of interesting, that is really odd that they even put on the unit in the first place, is allowing you to choose 1 debuff to reduce by 5 turns. Like, that's incredible. Like, even if you're on the final boss stage and like the final boss gives you 5 turns of attack down, well, this unit can remove that and then give you all of these other buffs. If you get given burn, you can reduce it by 5 turns. Literally, if they give you like that new debuff where your chain has to exceed a certain level for you to get rid of the attack down, you can remove that. Tap limit, it can remove tap limit, it can remove recovery bind. Like, this unit can literally do so many things, and the fact that we have it all in one unit that also does all these other things on top of it, it's just crazy to think about. It's just absolutely crazy to think about. Having a look at the potential abilities though, critical hit, 70% chance for a 7% boost. I'm not a big fan of that. I would have preferred if it was a different limit break ability. They also have Hunger, so once again, just releasing another character with Hunger. We need more Hunger tablets, Bandai. Come on, where are they at? And we've also got Shipbind, which is fine, because there aren't really many characters that actually have Shipbind, well, that are Sugo Fest exclusives anyway. I think to this point, we've had V2NL, V2 Marco, and now the Straw Hat Pirates. I think there's only 3 legends in the game that actually have Shipbind, so that's fine. I don't see that big of a problem having Shipbind, but that's the unit in their entirety. Let's have a look at their PvP stuff, though. So the Straw Hat Pirates in PvP, their passive will give all characters level 5 attack and level 5 health. That's very good. And then for the first 30 seconds, your Psi teammates get level 2 defense. That's pretty good. This is going to be a really nice addition to the Psi team. Let's have a look at their special though. 31 CT is pretty high, but it targets enemies in a large range for 1.7, and then targets your team for 1000 healing per interval auto healing for 15 seconds. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, I don't mind that. That gives you a bit of survivability with your side team. I mean, again, 31 CT is pretty high. And then targets 2 enemies for 50% chance to action bind them for 5 seconds. 50% pretty low. Considering this character has a 31 CT, I would have hoped that that action bind was a bit higher. I think it should be around 70 to 80%. 50% is just way too low in my eyes. Plus, it only targets 2 enemies anyway. I think at least 70% would have been fine. Or just reducing the CT to like maybe 26, 27. For this, I think is pretty good. But, I mean, if you do get this to launch, I mean, you get healing, you get damage, and potential to action bind them. Yeah, I think this character is usable in PvP. I don't think it's the most broken unit in PvP, but it's pretty good. The fact that this character does have Hunger, though, and Shipbind may be a little bit more difficult for many to max out. But I think in PvP, is going to be a pretty nice unit to have. But that's the rundown of the brand new Straw Hat Pirates. In this event, though, when they actually debut, there will be a brand new free-to-play event that's going to be accessible as well, which introduces a brand new buggy crew unit. So the Buggy's Delivery crew, who are an int-driven shooter character. Captain effect is -1 cooldown, 3 times attack, and it is not a dual unit. Yeah, it's not a dual unit. 3 times attack, 1.2 health, 30 cost or less, and characters of a cost of 50. Okay, so yeah, they only give the boost to 50 cost and 30 or less. Interesting. And then gives a chance to dupe drop a little piece of item at the end of the quest. And their special reduces Bind, Despair, Paralysis, Special Bind, Attack down by 2 turns, and then Bomb, Recovery, Tandem to matching, and then 2 times all boost for 1 turn. If this character has double special activation, this might be one of the best free-to-play units we've seen in a while. It could be very, very good. I'm not too sure if he has double special or not. If he does, that's really good. If he doesn't, then, yeah, he's still fine. I mean, int attack level 5 is really good. Speed increase, 28 CT for level 5 attack, 50% chance for action bind, 50% chance for paralysis or special bind. Okay, that special's not the best. The pass is okay, though. Okay, well, anyways, that's the Buggy crew. He's going to be available. You can get Limbo materials for him. He's going to be live, I believe, also on the 21st of November when this event actually begins. So, hopefully we get more information soon regarding this Sugo Fest, like what character is going to be available, what's the red rate, are there going to be more discounted multis? We'll have to wait and see. Overall, is this character worth pulling for? I don't think so. This character, remember, is a regular legend. He is not limited to any certain banners, which means that you will be able to pull this unit on treasure map reward tickets moving forward, or even event tickets moving forward. You don't have to worry about it too much. So I don't think this character is overly worth it. You can pull him from future events. I think it's worth conserving your rainbow gems once again until New Year's, or waiting to see what the Sugo Fest after December 19th maintenance is going to be like. But at this point, you can leave it as it is. You don't need to pull on this banner. If anything, you can do the discount and see what happens. But in my opinion, you should be holding on your gems for New Year's event. That's my opinion. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today, and if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.